On BBC Two now, the issues of the week from Westminster are discussed in their regional contexts. Here on One, in 25 minutes, Countryfile offers you the chance to vote on which photograph you think should win the 1990 photo competition. All the details at 12:30. And to take us there, our magazine for the deaf. See here.
Hello, this week See Here comes from the West Highlands of Scotland. And we start here on the beautiful Isle of Skye.
Dia. Oh, there he is. Hey, hey. Wait. I don't need eyesight, man.
David is 7 years old and lives with his younger brother Callum and their parents on this croft. They moved here from East Anglia last April. But does living in an isolated community mean that David's education is a problem? Hello, now you live in a fairly isolated place here on Skye. Does that affect David at all, do you think?
Yes, he has to go to a school, a partially hearing unit in Dingwall, which is near Inverness, about 100 miles away. So he leaves very early Monday morning and goes across on the ferry and then on a train to Dingwall. And he stays in Dingwall all week and comes back on a train and ferry again on Friday.
Why did you decide on that school?
Well, when we moved to Skye, we did try in the local school, but they don't have the special teaching facilities that David requires. And we found that Dingwall offered that. It meant that he would be away for four nights. But in the long run, we thought we would give it a good run, and he seems to be very happy in the school, and we're very grateful for all that the Highland region have done towards that end.
Do you feel there are any other differences now that you've moved to Skye?
Yes, one of the major differences I found is the extra support that the local community give. they're very friendly towards David and open, and there is a general community spirit here. David, if you take David down to the local shop or post office, the people there are always very interested in David and how he's getting on, and they talk to him, and they make sure they get their message across. And I think that's because this is a small and caring community, which is not where we were living. It was a much bigger place, and people weren't really so interested, and perhaps a little bit shy of having a handicapped child in their midst, not able to understand how to cope.
What's that one called? Cooker. Look, it's a sink. Flowers. We put the flowers in the sink. No, no.
So 12 and 34 altogether. 6 units, yes. Write it down, 6. What does that say? I've forgotten. Is that bridge? Where's bridge? Oh, there it is, right. Return.
Hey, Santa Claus. I saw him fly. I was in bed and I covered myself with the sheets and I saw him flying. You saw him fly? Yeah, saw him. Gosh.
Hey. We actually went swimming. Let me see, last Monday, there was no, you didn't come with us. There were just us 3 and 2 others. And we practiced the crawl and we had our armbands on and yellow floats.
I couldn't go though because the train broke down. The train broke down? Oh, what a shame. Did you cry? Were you upset? I didn't cry, no.
Some paints. Let me see. Some shoes.
Flowers. Flowers. Now, this morning I was watching you working with the children. You were playing games. Why do you use games?
Well, playing games, we do that for several reasons. It helps them a great deal to remember. It's part of the teaching process. And the children actually, it is work. It's obviously related to schoolwork, and the children see it as fun. And it helps them to remember a lot more by playing games. It also means there's a lot more freedom for the children. They don't heavily have to concentrate on purely work. And all children really love playing games, and it really does help them.
Now, you're a teacher. I know a lot of people do get confused about total communication, what exactly it means. What's your view?
Well, total communication means a combination of different things to help children communicate. It could be voice, radio aids, hearing aids, sign language, the whole body, all together to help children develop their language and to be able to communicate with hearing and deaf people.
OK, now I've been chatting to you and ignoring poor Rena over here. Now, you work here at Dingwall too, don't you?
Yes.
Is it full-time?
Well, it used to be full-time before, but now it's all linked to travelling. I go to Tame, Everton and Skye, and of course cover this area as well. So that means I come here on Mondays, Thursdays and Fridays, and then I travel around as well. Tuesday and Wednesday I'm not here because of the travelling. I go to Skye, and on Wednesdays I go to Everton.
Now, I met David's mother, and she said that you can see her regularly on Skye. I was surprised by that.
That's right, I go every week on Tuesdays, travel backwards and forwards. I started doing that in September, but I really enjoy it and travelling over there, meeting other people.
Now, that's interesting. I'm going to be in Skye. I'll see you there then.
Well, it's an awful long way to go, but it's a really important job that Rena's doing, because it's important that parents can communicate with the children. And if it's in sign language, how can hearing people learn it? It's best if a deaf person who knows the children can help them communicate with their parents. It's a really important job, and it means a lot of travelling, but it's vital that all children can communicate with their parents.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it really is beautiful.
Now you've arrived, but when did you start travelling here?
Well, I started travelling in the first week of September. I start off by train and then catch the ferry and then get into a taxi and go to Teen. And then I meet David's parents there.
Now, who pays for all this travelling?
It's paid for by the Education Board, and they pay
It must
for
be
everything.
expensive altogether.
I'm not sure exactly, but I do know the taxi's very expensive. It costs £25. Very expensive.
Now, David, I mean, you've been involved teaching him and his parents sign language. Is he the only one in Skye in the area?
Yes, that's right, the only one there. The only one in Skye is actually the only deaf child.
But you enjoyed the travelling and teaching, do you?
Well, at first I thought, gosh, it's an awful long way to go, but it's really worthwhile because they learn so quickly and it makes me feel really good. And it's like David, I mean, it's very important for him so that he can communicate with all his family. And when I met him for the first time, he couldn't communicate at all, but they learn very quickly.
This is Dorothy, isn't it? Hello.
Hello. Hello, are you well?
Now, I'm going to go and have a walk and have a look around up there.
Okay. We'll see you later, will we?
Yes, sure. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
How was your train today? Just one? Not lots of people today. Hearing? Deaf? Two. Two for deaf. One for hearing. Two for deaf. Okay. Opposites. Quick. Slow. Walk. Quick. Walk. Slow. Will you? Will you? Won't. Will you help me?
Have there been any changes in David since he started at Dingwall School?
Yes, certainly. He's nothing like as frustrated as he was back where we used to live. And the British Sign Language has certainly helped his understanding and his speech. And because I am learning British Sign Language too, he's delighted that I can communicate with him. He certainly seems a lot happier up here.
So when David's at home, does he have any problem communicating with his brother and his friends in the area?
Well, when Rena comes to me one day a week, she spends half an hour at the local school and she teaches some of the children their British Sign Language. And his little brother Callum has also picked up quite a bit. And he has another friend, Callum, who lives just over the field, who is very keen to learn British Sign Language, and his mother is too. And when we go and visit them, they get on very well.
L-Y-N. Margaret. M-A-R-G-A-R-E-T. Linda. L-I-N-D-A. Donalda. D-O-N-A-L-D-A. G-O-H-N. Lee. L-E-A. Donald. D-O-N-A-L-D. Duncan. D-U-N-C-A-N.
Good.
Dan.
Green. White. Black.
Purple.
Purple.
And then
orange, brown, there'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, when the world is free, there'll be love and laughter and peace ever after. Tomorrow, just you wait and see.
No, I was quite surprised that Rena's involved with the school and the children, but you come along as well. That was a surprise. Nice to see you involved there too. Now, how come the children are learning sign if they've no contact with deaf people? Why are they doing it?
Rena comes to my house, we both go down in the car to the school and sign and talk to the children, because David, some time back, used to go to this school for a little time before he went to Dingwall School, and he had friends at the school, and so they said to me, please, can we learn to sign?
The children asked for that.
So
That's amazing.
we can talk and sign and understand, David.
And also, I asked Dorothy to come along and help me with teaching the children, because I actually am only here once a week. It helps that Dorothy's there to speak to them before I arrive, and from what I've seen, she's doing extremely well.
But I think the children are terrific in there. They did the song and they didn't seem to be frightened of doing it in sign language, and that was a surprise because they live in a very quiet area. Perhaps very infrequently meet a deaf person who would have a problem, but they don't. They're doing very well.
Well, I've only been coming here now for 3 weeks and said hello to the children and everything. I've shown them a few signs, and that's it really. Obviously, the 4th week I was with the smaller children, but I just leave it to Dorothy, really. I mean, she's only ever been twice.
Now, with the children signing, does that mean you feel happier for David?
Yes.
Now, with David signing, the way you've been learning it and the way you communicate is fantastic. A lot of parents who had their children, like mine, and I'm sure Rena's, didn't sign, and they were told not to sign and not to let their children sign.
That's right.
And it was very, very frustrating.
I want to sign to help David before I didn't sign. And David, very frustrated and angry and threw things and very cross with me. So it's better that I sign.
I was just the same. I used to throw things at my mother. I bet you did too, Rena, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did. I used to get so frustrated because I had no communication with my parents. But now she regrets that situation and wishes she'd learnt sign language a long time ago. And when she meets my friend, she wishes she could communicate with them. So you're quite lucky.